and welcome to Poptography. Today, I'm going to show you how I took the 332nd Company Troopers and made this image. Hi, and welcome to Poptography. My name is Patrick, and today we're going behind the scenes of the 332nd Company Trooper image I just created. So in order to do that, I had purchased both the Target 332nd Company Trooper number 681, and I also ordered the BAM exclusive 332nd Company Trooper number 627. And what I did is bought two of each, was able to do a head swap. So the reason I did the head swap is just so I can create an image where both of the troopers have the same exact helmet, because there was a little exaggeration on the BAM, more for the Clone Wars and that animated look, and it was slightly different than one we got for Ahsoka, which was the Target exclusive. So by doing a head swap here, we have both kind of matching helmets, but different poses. So what I started with, instead of using my usual virtual volume, I actually used two displays / dioramas that I have. And I had cut out a black foam core piece to use as a blast door with an opening. And I've used that quite a few times in the past. Put this together and was able to get a little more of a depth of field by having a nice little long set. And I was able to play the troopers in such a position. So I placed the running trooper, which was the BAM exclusive, where he was coming almost through the blast doors. And we had our other trooper, which was the Target exclusive, in the foreground with his blaster aimed. So once I had those guys positioned, we used a Lume Cube setup plus an additional light this time. So I used my typical 5-light Lume Cube setup. And on the first Lume Cube, and the first light we used was a hair light. And that was on a boom, diffused with a globe, so they can kind of spread the light more like a ceiling light coming from this Death Star Carter or whatnot, or Star Destroyer Carter. For my second light, I used a rim light, which was a Lume Cube with diffusion and barn doors. As you can see, it's coming from that left side of the running clone trooper in the back. Then what we did is we wanted to kind of accentuate that a little bit more. So I added a third Lume Cube on the opposite side of that running clone trooper. And this added again as another rim and helped carve him out. But it was going to have another purpose later, as I'll describe in this breakdown here. So from after that, we added a fourth Lume Cube, which was again diffused on a snoot, and that's hitting the front of a running clone trooper. Again, lighting that background up to kind of build up to how much light we're going to need on our final trooper. So after we got him all set up and lit up nicely, we then added the fifth Lume Cube, which was diffused on a globe, and that's kind of a little 45-degree of our main focused 332nd Company Trooper. And it adds a lot of that light and fills them in very nicely. But I also wanted another fill just to kind of generally give a little more light to that clone trooper and fill in the rest of that hallway just a little bit more. So I added another little small LED, maybe bumped it up 2 levels, and just added threw a little more light back in there, and that's how we created that. Now, as I said earlier, when I was backlighting and rim lighting that running clone trooper or company trooper, the reason I had such a strong light there is because I actually used these misters. So I used these little nano misters actually in the shot, and they helped actually create a really nice kind of fog look that we're able to use for the shot. So it's just kind of something that it was fun to have for a more practical kind of effect, and I think it came up very well. With those lights, it really backlit that, so I was able to kind of have more practical as opposed to having to add so much in post-production. So once we did all that, we got our image, we brought it into Photoshop, and a few things we did right away was played with our levels, our vibrance and saturation. And then, as I said, we had an image and it had a lot of that nice little mist or smoke or fog coming out from that back blast door where the running trooper was. And knowing he was going to be out of focus, we wanted to just kind of keep that kind of low. So we were able to directionally kind of keep that very low. But then I wanted to kind of add some more of that to the foreground. So for this, I actually added a little layer of kind of fog smoke in the front, and then we added some blaster fire and sparks as well into the foreground, kind of mixed in between the layers of the smoke. And then we added like a little blaster ding or mark right onto where the cardboard of the blaster door was, just to kind of again accentuate that, bring your eye to travel throughout the image. So and that's how we created this image. So I hope you enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like, definitely hit the subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode of Poptography. Until then, may the force be with you.